Hello and welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you the new 2023 Goth Planner from my small business Simply Gothic. I'll be going through everything that you need to know about it, so if you've got your eye on it and you've been looking at it and just want to hear a little bit more about it, maybe see it in more detail, then I hope this video helps you. I'll also be showing you another product that really goes like alongside the planner. So do keep on watching if you'd like to hear more about that. Do subscribe and I will get straight into the video. So last year around this time I released a video on my channel because I bought out a Goth planner. Now this was a product I had been searching for such a long time. Like, I definitely have always loved my stationery, even from when I was really young. I loved picking out my pencil case for the school year. I loved like all the weird like eraser pens and different shaped erasers. I just absolutely loved stationery. And I've found that you can kind of find Gothic stationery, but it's not that common, and especially with planners, like I haven't seen like a planner for really like Gothic or alternative people. I've seen ones that are like black and then they're kind of dark but not like the full-on thing, and I absolutely love a planner. They always help me stay super organized. I always really notice a difference in my productivity if I have a planner or if I don't. So I decided to come out with a Goth planner specifically for Goths and anyone in the alternative subculture looking for a planner that couldn't really find one that fit their style. I also had a lot of messages asking like, do you know where I can find a Goth planner? So here you go. So this was my 2022 one, so this was last year. It's super chunky because I filled it up with like tons of stickers, as you can see. Each month has a theme, so I've kind of decorated it with all different stickers that match the theme. That's like my Halloween page at the moment. So I've really enjoyed like spending time decorating this with stickers. It has really helped me stay organized. This year there is a new one. Now you might think this looks the same. It's very similar in terms of its like layout, design, all of that, but there are some differences, and obviously this is 2023's one, so this will have all of the new dates and all of that. So the cover is the same style, but it's got all of the new icons. So this was last year's and this is this year's, so they are actually different. So there's grey, plague doctor masks, moons, happy pumpkins, ghosts holding pumpkins, cobweb hearts, skull snowflakes, vampire fangs with like a mouth, a skull and a raven, my new bat design, a spooky snowman, a gravestone, and a cobweb coffin, and then those designs just repeat down there. So those are the designs of this year, and those reflect the inside pages of this. So if you like more of the spooky side, like ghosts and vampires and bats, then there is that in there. But if you prefer more like goth things like skulls, ravens, moons, coffins, there is definitely that too. So I'll be going through all of like the details of this. So just like last year, this does have a soft touch lamination cover. That's what makes this like so like velvety smooth. It's a super nice feel to it. I know a lot of you really liked it. It gives it a luxurious feel as well. It's also spiral bound, and the spiral binding on it is super thick and black, so that means that you can have this like open flat on your desk. Nothing annoys me more than books that don't have spiral binding and you're trying to write and then the cover just keeps like attacking your hand. So spiral binding, always the best. And then the front page says this planner belongs to, and then it's got a ghost, and this ghost says 2023 on it, on his little banner. The cobwebs are actually a bit different to last year's one. So last year I had these cobwebs. They are actually in black and had white highlights, but I prefer this new one. I think it looks a lot cleaner, a lot neater. So there are those in the corners. Then you have a 2023 yearly calendar. So this just has an overview of your year, so you can see at a glance like which dates fall on which days, and this does have a cobweb coffin border. So there's that page, and then it goes straight into your monthly planner. So this layout kind of repeats for each month. So on the left hand side you have your monthly planner with a grid kind of as your month. Everything is dated with all of the numbers, and if there's any bank holidays or key dates like New Year's Day bank holiday, New Year's Day, they are written in there for you. Most of these should match up. There are a few that will differ between countries. This is made in the UK, so this will follow UK dates, but they don't take up much room if they don't follow your country. So like, I think it's Mother's Day in America that's on a different day to the UK, so I've put them in there, but they don't take up too much room. And then it says the month, and then that's January. So January is skull snowflakes, because it's usually really cold in January, so I thought snowflakes out of skulls would be quite fitting. And then down here you have a notes box. So I have made like the spaces a bit bigger. I've spaced out the lines, so I felt like on last year's planner they were a bit close together, so I've spaced them out a little bit more. And then on the other side you have this page. Now this page repeats a lot, so this has your notes down here, it then has your goals and also your to-do list, and this does have tick boxes because you definitely need that satisfaction of when you've completed your task, you can tick the box and know that it's completely out of the way. Tick boxes are a must. So for each month you get basically this to plan your whole month. Then it goes into each week. So on the left hand page you have this, so you do get one long box per day. This is the best way to do it space effectively. That's not really a sentence. Like getting as much space out of your day as possible without putting Saturday and Sunday together as one box. So you do have one full box per day, and also the bank holidays are written in for you. And then again you have this page again. So the idea for this is that you can look at your month and think, okay, I've got this, this and this to do. You can write down your goals that you want to achieve that month and also your to-do list. But then to ensure that you actually do those things, you can think, okay, well this week I'll do 2 of these things off of my to-do list. So you can break your list down over here, so then by the end of the month you should have all of the things on your monthly to-do list and your goals completed. So that's kind of the idea with why there's so many of these pages, because I'm always needing space for to-do lists, setting my goals, and also writing any notes. So I feel like this page, although it's quite simplistic, is probably one of the most needed pages and probably the page that you'll use the most. So that does repeat, and then it just goes into each week. And then you get to February. So February is cobweb hearts for Valentine's. So that's the design of that. So as you can see, it just repeats with different spooky borders. I'll show you a few more themes as well. March is plague doctors. April I know is bats, because which day is it? The 17th of April is Bat Appreciation Day, so I did make sure to have bats on this month. May is tombstones. You can kind of see them a bit better on that page. June is vampire fangs. Some of these designs you'll notice as new, like the fangs and the tombstone, which I designed especially for this planner. This one is cobweb coffins. You might recognise this from my new Halloween collection. There is a necklace and earrings in that design. August is moons, like crescent moons with little bats and stars in. September's ravens on skulls, very Edgar Allan Poe looking. October is pumpkins, of course. November is these adorable little ghosts. This is actually the ghost from my logo, and he's holding a pumpkin, very autumnal. December are spooky snowmen, and he's got a little striped scarf, bat buttons, and a little stripy ribbon around his hat. So those are all of the themes for the planner. So then after you finish December, you get onto a double page of your goal setting, which looks like this. So it's 2 pages of the same. You've got quite a few boxes here and also tick boxes, so you can tick them off when you've done them, and it just says my goals with cobweb coffins. So if you love setting like New Year's resolutions, you like to do that at the beginning of the year, you can use this page to write them all down, so you kind of have everything together, so you can see if you're achieving those throughout like your month and your week. I've left this planner very versatile. That's why it doesn't have specific boxes like appointments and all of that, because you can put that down in your notes section, because this planner is mainly for goths who have busy lives, who just absolutely need a planner to sort out their life. This page, as I said, it could be used for New Year's resolutions. If you're a student and you want to set goals with your exams, you could write this down there. If you have work goals you need to achieve, again, you can use this page. And even if you're a small business owner, because that's how I use my planner, I always keep one for myself because I needed this product as well. But I actually write down, I use one of my pages for my personal goals, like stop being a hoarder, and the other page I use for my business goals of what I want to achieve in my shop. So yes, you can definitely use this for like a variety of different things. And then the next page after that is a birthdays page. Again, I found this really useful because at a glance you can see exactly whose birthday is coming up, so you never end up forgetting. So it's got all of the months down here, and then it's got kind of this long box. So with mine, what I did was I listed all of the people's names and then put like the date in brackets, and I put it in order, and that seemed to work for me. As I said, it's just really helpful because you can see whose birthdays are coming up. And the theme for this one is little ghosts holding a present. And then we go on to the last few pages. So there's 3 pages of notes, and these look like this. One of the most requested theme was bats, so I did make sure to include this theme again. So there's just this huge box of notes, and also all of the lines that are in this planner are really well spaced out. These are probably the most spaced out in the whole book, because I know a few of you have quite chunky handwriting. I don't have like huge handwriting, but it's definitely not tiny. One of my pet peeves with stationery is if lines are too close together, I literally won't use it because I'm like, well, I can't even read my writing because everything's overlapping. So I've made sure that if you have chunky handwriting, you definitely have space. There's 3 pages of that, and then it goes on to ideas with the happy pumpkin. There's 3 pages of that, and then I've added an extra page here which is lists. That one has vampire fangs, so there's just a page of that that's double-sided, and then you have the back cover. The back cover is exactly the same as the front cover, and it's soft touch lamination, and then it just has my logo at the bottom there. So that is the Goth planner. So with like the notes pages, you could use them for meeting notes, notes for school if you go to school or like college. I use them for like my YouTube video ideas. The lighting's gone super crazy. Yeah, I use them for writing like what videos I wanted to make throughout the year. Also keeping track of my profit with like my shop. I use it for like a whole different range of things, and there's definitely enough space to write, but I know a few of you wanted some more space, so I did add that extra page. All of the pages in here are made from, I believe it's 160 GSM paper, and the paper is insanely smooth. Like when I got these, I couldn't stop like feeling the paper because it's just so smooth. You can use like any pen on this. I used my like gel pen, but you can also use biro, fountain pen, anything like that. Obviously not like a Sharpie because it probably would go through, or like a permanent marker, but the pages are very thick. That's why you can't like see through them in the light, to stop like pens bleeding through, that horrible biro thing that comes through on the paper, so that shouldn't happen with this planner. So it's basically a very high quality planner for goths because we deserve a planner too. So yeah, I think that's everything about this, like detail wise. This planner will be launching on Tuesday the 18th at 6 PM. So I believe I'm going to put this video up on the Wednesday at 2 PM, so it's already launched by the time you're seeing this. I've put it up for pre-order, so once I get enough orders I will then place a big order with my manufacturer of this, and then I will start sending them out to you. So they will be for pre-order. I believe they will take about 2 to 3 weeks to get to you, because by the time I've ordered them they then take a week to get to me from my supplier, and then I have to ship them out to you. And there's also lots of Royal Mail strike things coming up, which is a pain, but they will probably take more of the 3-week mark because of the strikes, so just be aware of that. But this is for like starting in January, so it's not like an advent calendar or something like that where it has to be there by a specific date. But just know that if you do pre-order this, it will take at least a few weeks to get to you. If you're wondering about the price of this, I am not sure on the price at this point in filming. The last one was, I believe, £27.99, and that's including UK postage. These go as small parcels, unfortunately, because they're too thick as large letters, so that's why the postage is a bit more. The postage for these is actually £4, but I do include it in the price. However, when I went to buy my new ones, I had noticed that my supplier has put up the price, unfortunately. It was bound to happen with the whole cost of living crisis, because everything is going up, unfortunately. So these will be a couple of pounds more than last year. That's why. It's not because I'm being greedy. It's because my supplier has put them up, so just know that is the reason why. But yeah, I really hope you're excited about this. I'm super excited for this. I absolutely love designing the planner each year, and this video is already quite long, but I do have another product to show you. A few of you asked last year if I will be doing a calendar, and I believe I got asked that question in November. And if you remember and you've been following me for a while, I actually went on holiday from the end of November to the middle of January, so I had no time whatsoever to design a calendar. But that was definitely on my list for this year because I knew people were after it. And again, like, there's a few spooky calendars out there. I think you can get like an Anne Stokes, if that's the right name, Alchemy England, or Gothic. Like, I think there's a few, but they're very like dragony fantasy. There's not really like black and white goth calendar. Like, that doesn't really exist. So that is what I have made. This is the Goth calendar. It's a yearly calendar. So the main features of this is this paper is like insanely thick. I think this is either 300 or 350 GSM. Like, it's insanely thick. The cover of this has matte lamination, so it's again super smooth. It's not as smooth as the other cover, but it is still very smooth. It says the Goth calendar 2023 with the cobwebs, so it really matches the aesthetic of the Goth planner. It does have a hole drilled in the top, so you can easily like put a pin on the wall and just hang this up. And it also has spiral binding, so each month you can just flip over the page and you have your new month. The idea for this is basically I post a lot of quotes on my Instagram account to inspire people. They usually do quite well. They're usually my best performing post, and I figured a lot of people like spooky quotes, so this calendar is full of them. So this is the layout for each page. So at the top you always have the hole to hang it. There are cobweb corners like in each one. At the top it has a quote. Some of them are spooky, some of them are more inspiring. There's kind of a mix of both. None of them are cheesy, because we don't like a cheesy quote. You do have your grid, so you can write like what you're doing for each year. This year I didn't actually have a calendar, I think because I use my planner so much, but I'm actually really excited to have one again, because you can always see like what's going on in your month just like on your wall. So I'm really excited to have one again. I will be keeping one. So it does have a quote. So this one says, "Don't be afraid of being different, be afraid of being the same as everyone else." So although that's not a spooky quote, it's one that like resonates with the Gothic and alternative subculture because of the whole like being different thing. So they all kind of fit that theme, if that makes sense. So all of the quotes are in this Gothic text. This is like my brand's font, and then yeah, you do have your month there. It's all dated. The grey boxes are like where there's no dates, so I have blanked them out, and you have your month down here. And also there's a little spooky kind of background. It's very subtle because I don't want the text to be unreadable or anything, but there is a little spooky background. So this one is cobwebs. Also, the pages of this are super thick as well. I believe the pages are 250 GSM, and they're basically like card. So again, you can use any pen to write on, and these are the same supplier as my planners. So if you have my planner and you know how good quality that is, these are from the same supplier, so know that they are very good quality. February has like Bram Stoker with fangs, and again they all have like a different spooky theme. There's Mary Shelley. March, there is some Edgar Allan Poe, of course. Let me find him. Oh, there's also Lewis Carroll. Little Alice quote. There is an Edgar Allan Poe in December. All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. So yes, there's just a bunch of different spooky quotes. So basically for this, all of the quotes are from authors that are no longer under copyright, or they're unknown quotes, so no one knows where they're from. That's done on purpose. I didn't actually realise, but you can't actually use quotes even from celebrities or actors or like people of influence. You can't actually use their quotes to sell for profit. So all of these quotes are either, as I said, unknown, or like Edgar Allan Poe, there's Bram Stoker, Robert Louis Stevenson, Charles Dickens, Lewis Carroll, Oscar Wilde, Mary Shelley, Bram Stoker. So as many like dark and gothic authors as I could find, but all of the quotes, as I said, are inspiring or spooky in some way. So that is the Goth calendar. It's also A4 in size, so if you compare it to the planner, it's kind of like double the size. That's the calendar, and then it's got my logo at the back. So I know that these will be available as a bundle, and you will save a few pounds buying both of them. Both of them go together super well. They match so well together. I'm really excited to release these. These also will be releasing at the same time, which will be yesterday at 6 p.m. So do head over to my shop. I will leave all of the links that you need in the description box below for you. I hope you're excited about these as much as I am. These are probably two of my favourite products I've ever made. Do let me know in the comments if you're excited. Let me know if you managed to grab one yesterday. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do subscribe if you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll see you in my next one. Bye!